Harris. Yeah. So this is going to be, down to the final weekend. But Kamala's running a near perfect campaign. I'm proud to be her friend. I've traveled the country to help her. Obviously, we're going to deliver a big victory for her here in Connecticut, and my belief is that ultimately people are going to see the danger that Trump poses to democracy, are going to see the historic nature of Kamala's candidacy. I think it's time for us to have some next generation leadership, and I'm trusting that she's going to prevail when all the votes are counted.
Got it. One thing that's come up more recently is Trump has been giving speeches that are potentially more erratic. He's saying that the vice president was a shit vice president and talking about Arnold Palmer, all kinds of stuff. Do you think that do you have any concerns about his mental acuity, and is that something that you think should be discussed more?
Well, some of Donald Trump's erratic behavior is purposeful, right? Mm-hmm. He's always been very clear-minded about communicating in a way that doesn't sound like a traditional politician. I focus more on the actual substance of what he says, mm-hmm. not the manner of his communication. Mm-hmm. What he has been saying recently about using the military in order to punish his political opponents is the scariest stuff that he has said over the course of his short, disastrous political career. He is explicitly telling the country and people like me that he is going to use the power of the presidency to try to squash political dissent in this country. He names his political enemies. He says it's people like Adam Schiff. He says, I'm going to use the military on my political enemies. That should be bone-chilling to everybody in this country, because if we lose the ability to protest our government, then we've lost our country. We've lost our country. And so it's the substance of what he is saying at the end of this campaign that worries me greatly.
Got it. And my last question is just, obviously, Kamala's been appearing a lot with Liz Cheney, and there's been a real focus on bringing Republicans into this coalition. Obviously, the Cheneys are associated with, some of the United States' worst actions in foreign countries, and obviously, foreign affairs is a big issue to you. And this is also a big issue with the left in Israel-Palestine right now. Are you worried about the trade-off of sort of courting conservative suburban Republicans over the left anti-war base? How do you think that should be balanced? Are you supportive of what Kamala's doing?
Democracy is on the line. Mm-hmm. So, of course, I disagree with Liz Cheney on lots of things, mm-hmm. but I won't be able to have an open disagreement with anybody in this country if Donald Trump wins and does what he says he's going to do, which mm-hmm. is to punish people who disagree with him. So there are a lot of unusual partners being joined together today in defense of democracy. That is the actual stakes today. So I just want to preserve my ability to be able to object to my government when they do something that I don't want. And I think that's what Liz Cheney is interested in as well. And she really worries that if Donald Trump becomes president, we lose our democracy. And so she will lose her ability to protest what Kamala Harris does as president, because everybody loses their ability to protest if Donald Trump makes good on his promise to use law enforcement and use the U.S. military to try to incentivize his political opponents to remain silent.
Yeah, and having seen a first Trump term, you think it's likely he will try to do that?
I just think he won't have any of the adults around him that he did the first term. There's no John Kelly, there's no General Mattis, there's not even Ivanka Trump in a second term. He's going to have a bunch of MAGA sycophants who are even more extreme than he is. So I think in a second term, you can't take for granted that what Trump says is just bluster. The people he will have surrounding him in the White House who will be even more extreme than him.
Got it. Great. Thank you so much.